Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver, and welcome back to Horror of World. We're gonna try to give Kouji another try, but this time on Halloween 2020, instead of the regular standard timeline A. You know, we're still on that, hoping to get 3 books grind, without, like, brute forcing it. So, here we go. We'll do Hunted by the Cult, because we were having some Doom issues last time. And, we'll pick... I don't actually remember who we did yesterday. It was probably, like... I actually don't remember. I actually do not remember. We'll do, we'll use Yagathag as sort of like our, Yagathag will tell us where to get our journalistic scoops. He's got all the information. We just have to do what he tells us to do. But you know, I'm a little mildly annoyed right now. Actually, hold on. We need to make sure that we get library notes because we are gonna brute force this. So not today, I suppose. But I am actually mildly annoyed right now, and I hope it doesn't come off too much in the video. But yeah, you ever get that feeling where you just, like, you misplaced something, and then you're like, oh, well, it's, like, there, obviously, and then you look for it, and it's not there, and you're like, oh, no, it's not there, but you don't even need it. It just, like, you just randomly thought of something, and you're like, oh, yeah, you know, that's, like, lying around over there, and then you think you're, like, and then you look over to see if you can see it, and you don't see it. And so you're just like, well, I thought it was over there. And so you're like looking over there. You're looking over at the desk or the end table or whatever you want to call it. And you're just like, it's gotta be over there, right? And so you get up and you go look for it. And it's not there, and you're like, huh. I could have swore it was there. And again, you don't even need it. It just, like, randomly entered the back of your mind, and you're like, oh yeah, that's something that I own. And so you just start looking for it, and you can't find it. You just scour your entire room for it, and you can't find it no matter what you do. And it's like, I mean, you've got to be kidding me here. That's huge, actually. That's really good. We'll take EXP here, and we'll leave library notes as it is for now. We do want to take the money so that we can get... We are on timeline B, so that's another consideration, but let's see what we got here. So we got Sailors, so this is, you know, a discard 2 because we're on timeline B. We've got Kana, we've got Violent Vigil, which doesn't change. We have Akamanto, which... Actually, you know what I'm thinking? We got a little thread of fate here. You wanna use some not cursed scissors, Kouji? I'm thinking we go dab on a Mr. Chronicle of a Crimson Cape over here. But no, it's really like it's just super annoying because I'm like looking around my room and I'm like, it should be right there. And then you're like, maybe it's on my desk, but it's not on your desk. It never is on your desk. And it's just like, all you feel is just pain constantly because it's like, it's not even like, it's probably one of the more mild forms because it's like, we could get a book here, right? In the mansion? No, I think it's the school. I think it's only the school where you get books. I'm not entirely sure. We could... I mean, you want to go to the schoolyard, see if we can't recruit some people? What did you give me? -1 luck. Well, please leave and never return. And then I guess we'll just get out of here. Anger Yagathag, because that's probably what we should have done in the first place, but... You know, I'm super, like, mildly annoyed. We're gonna go to the school as much as possible here because we want to try to get, as many books as possible. But it's just like, yeah, you know, it's just... I'm looking for this freaking thing, and I don't have any idea where it is. Hey, let's go. Sometimes that thing lies to you, and you do have to pay the price, but I guess not for memory extract, which is pretty cool. This is the steak knife girl, right? So we eat 4 damage. That's actually not that bad in our current circumstances. So if we just do this, right? She goes down to 4, and then we can just kill her next turn. This is not optimal, per se, but it gets us a free weapon, and we had the opportunity to do it. So that was our first enemy, the young witch, right? Yeah, okay, so the next enemy is who we're gonna have to worry about for the purposes of our second enemy. Don't go to the hospital or the Yagathag, you're killing me here. Wait, why am I... I just realized, why am I wearing the Kurakosa mask when Kouji actually has a B slot? You know what I want. It ain't this. Sure, kind of awkward, not gonna lie. What's Threat of Fate again? It's -5 reason, I believe. -4 reason. So make an excuse. We're still in a good, we do have to be, it is very important that we don't, die here, though. Because obviously we have to get to a point where we can, I don't really, I mean, we've used everything on this first mystery, which is totally lame. We don't normally, okay, so we have to rest, and on that sort of merit, we're gonna rest twice because we lose the tireless buff. We have used a lot to make this happen, and unfortunately, I mean, I think it'll pay off, kind of, because it's one of the most annoying mysteries in the game done immediately. But, you know, something to consider is that we don't have a Fear Festival backing us up here, right? You know, we don't know... we don't have a Fear Festival backing us up, so it's not like we can, like, easily get through this. No, I think the mansion can give you books, but I don't quite remember. I really do be thinking about that thing that I misplaced. I like, the thing that's so, like, mildly infuriating about it, and, like, here's the thing. It's not anger, but it's, like, it's just a mild annoyance that you can't get rid of, because it's so mild and insignificant, but you care about it anyways. And, like, the worst part is that, again, like, I don't even need it, right? Like, if I needed it, I would be like, alright, let's actively look for it in a more enthusiastic manner, you know what I mean? But because I don't need it, it's like, well, I mean, I guess it exists. So we have the dexterity check, that's it. We only have the dexterity check. And we are using a dexterity weapon right now, so we should probably do folklore and knowledge, because we're gonna have to discard quite a couple. We're gonna have to discard a couple items to get through that one thing, so we might as well just make this a little bit easier on ourselves. I just realized Akamanto is our second enemy, huh? That's that just ain't right, by the way. That's highly unusual. We'll go to the mansion because we don't have roads closed, and I think we can get a book here. Now, of course, we get cadavered immediately because I want to die, but if we fail this, it is plus doom, but we have 9 knowledge. So we had a pretty good... Okay, we had 8 knowledge as far as the game's concerned, but don't worry about it too much. As well, I mean, I guess we were on the school, which has a -2 to all skill check modifiers, but that was already applied, and I'm so confused. Let's get cadavered again, because I want books, potentially. I mean, this is great. I mean, that's fantastic. We're probably going to see that enemy later, so getting a sewing kit for free is very nice. This is a dexterity check, but, I mean, I'll just eat the doom. I mean, we don't have, like... With the negative multiplier, we're basically going to... get this out of my inventory. We're basically... I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, sorry. With Dex 6, you have less than a 50% chance because of the negative modifier. So you have like a 30 or a 40% chance, depending on how the game decides to do it, right? Because the game could be like, you have 5 dexterity and you have +2 on your dice roll. Or you have 6 dexterity, like it says you do, and you have +2 on the dice roll. I don't know. Early access is all good. You can run from us, but you can't hide. Kouji's not trying to hide. He's trying to expose the truth that you're hiding from. We can just eat it. Like, I'm not particularly... We're gonna brace here, I think. But I'm not particularly worried, because we can probably kill her next turn. Because what I want... Oh, well, actually, we can definitely kill her next turn, because we have this, which is good. Okay, that's a little sketchy, but it should be fine. Actually, we could have just prepped the strong attack now that I realize that would have been 8. We will not take Kana to the hospital. We must do we must do what we have to do to win, which involves grabbing a needle and performing an operation on the field with a low medicine skill. But we've got it. Let's go. Kouji's still got it. He did have to use the needle from his sewing kit, though. Thank God he got that earlier. But let's see what we got here. We still have this, thankfully, which is very nice. We will take reason. We haven't gotten deduction in a while, but we just never have the doom to actually, like, reroll perks, because it's like, it's way too much to it's kind of difficult to balance. I think that, I mean, here's the thing, I actually think it's in a fairly alright spot, because when you're on an easier difficulty, you can probably reroll for whatever you want whenever you want it, right? But if you're on Harbinger of Doom, it's like, yeah, you might reroll once every, like, 50 or 40 games. Or maybe 30 games. It depends what your priorities are, right? Like, our priorities is the compass and a weapon. But because we got a weapon for free, our priorities was just the compass and then some extra healing, because getting a weapon for free freed up some resources that we used to buff our stamina up. So you kind of have to, like, how you win on Harbinger of Doom is basically just by divvying up your resources. You're like, alright, I have 6 stamina, or, you know, 7 fun, sorry, because the +1 from the Gunpla figurine in there. So you've got 1 fund, and then potentially 6 funds, or potentially 6 stamina, right? And that's all you've got that's guaranteed. And so you kind of have to look at, like, what did we get at the beginning of the game? What did we get at the... You know, you just kind of have to decide, like, these are the resources that the game gives you. How are you going to use them in an effective manner to win the game? And then, of course, you know, you've got Doom management, you've got Stam management, you've got Reason management. You've got your stats that can basically, like, carry you through certain aspects of the game. And so I think it's kind of in a delicate spot, ain't it? Like, like, here's the thing. It's surprisingly well, like, okay. Besides the fact that some of the game literally just doesn't work, I'm gonna risk it. We could have gone down to 4-3 Reason there, and that would have been fine. We are on Freaky Feature, found footage, so we have to just kind of anger Yagathag a couple times. Yo, Demon Mask is pretty legit, dude. I mean, we'll take improvise... Fast hands to switch between Demon Mask and camera. Oh god, kill me. Yeah, we'll take improvise, and then we'll take stamina here. I want to get quick thinking at some point, but we've just never had the opportunity to take it. We're gonna do this. We have the Akamanto mask in our storage, so I think we can have some fun here.
But, I mean, you know, like, it's very weird, because it's like, oh no, we didn't go to the mansion twice, dude! Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I just went once, and I'm like, ooh, mask! Thought derailed. This is a knowledge check. Or no, it's a perception check, but it didn't matter, because we have 8 in both. But, like, here's the thing. Besides the fact that the game just doesn't display what it does properly, and can get you in a lot of trouble by, like, oh, you know, this does reason damage, but it actually did stamina damage, or like, oh, this event did -2 reason, but it actually did -3 reason, you know, besides silly things. Like, here's the thing. I understand that, like, the threat level rises, you take more damage from failed skill checks, but the game should display that, okay? There's no excuse for it not to, right? Like, you know, I've watched a lot of people, and, you know, I've played this game myself for the first time, but I've watched a lot of streamers and a lot of, like, YouTubers play this game for the first time. You know how many of them, like, look at the freaking threat bar and actually understand it? Like, they'll look at it, like, at the start of the video, and they'll acknowledge it and be like, yeah, totally, that's a thing that exists. And then they'll just move on with their lives, and they won't think of anything of it, ever. You know, I know, because I was that person for, like, 80 episodes, right? And so, like, most people are not gonna, like, look at that and be like, oh, yeah, so that's why I'm taking more damage. It's because of the threat levels. And then, of course, the threat levels are inconsistent, because sometimes they work and sometimes they don't work. So, even if you have a threat level high up, you could still take your advertised amount of damage. And I think that... we're about to level up, so I think we can do this. Second mystery, I forgot to write that down, but second mystery was Kana, the eels. We'll risk it for Vigil right now, because what I would like to do is I would like to get the black hair and then make a good sewing kit. It's a calculated risk. We could definitely die here, but 40 EXP off from a level up, and I was hoping we could get a book there, but I remember the left one is a spell and minus reason if you succeed, so I was like, oh, I wonder what the middle one does. The middle one just gives you EXP. 5 EXP, which is not worth the potential -2 reason for failing it. So, hey, what did I just say? Hey, what did I just say? Let's go. Although I do kind of hate this enemy existing, so be gone. Be gone, fiend. It's a risk I'm willing to take. Let's go. So we can use it immediately. Let's go borrow a Vigil pamphlet. Do we got lucky? Are we lucky? We are not lucky. We did not get the great plant. The blood plant. We did not get it. Oh, hey, it's all bows. Always has been. But, like, you know, when you understand what the game does, and you understand how the systems work, it's actually really well, like, it's really well balanced on, like, True Believer. And Harbinger of Doom is just as... Oh, that's pretty convenient. We do have the light source check, and we just got a flashlight, so I'll have to remember that we have that. Alright, let's discard the library notes, alright? I gotta, like, we gotta do some wishful thinking at some point. But, it also doesn't really matter, by the way, like, whether or not we discard them or not. It won't have an effect on the run, or at least it won't have a meaningful one. I do hate how all of these enemies are reason-based, and I am in a situation where I have low reason, which is, again, I mean, we do have memory extract, so, like, we can kind of play it a little fast and loose here, so we actually will. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that we had that. So we can just Desperation. So this is gonna do... That's gonna kill, because it's gonna be 8 + 1, so... It's dead. And then we can just... If we get into trouble, we can heal with Memory Extract, which means that we actually don't want to level up. I was about to level up out of, like, freaking Reflex, but no, we definitely don't want to do that. Oh my god. Joseph Ferris. descends from the heavens to give Kouji a hearty handshake. Plus 1 reason. Alright, this guy's a nerd and a dork, and we're in desperation range, so he's not having a good time right now. He's really not having a good time right now. We could actually guarantee that both of these hit. Now, this is a little bit weird. This is gonna do 7 damage, and that's gonna do... whatever. We rarely... I mean, we haven't rolled with the steak knife in a long time. Like, we'll occasionally do it for, like, a fun Ico, 8 strong attacks in 1 turn with 100% hit chance, but we typically don't do that very much. Although we're kind of overdue for an Ico stomp run, right? We haven't played Ico in a hot minute. So let's just go ahead. We need quick thinking, and I might as well just take dexterity. Well, we actually do have contaminated water. We are going to level up again, because we're at 50 EXP already. 57 EXP already. So, there really is, unfortunately, no contaminated water, so... We've already taken a bath. We're a businessman now. We have to appear professional. We're on the scoop. No more cosplay. You know, we have the scoop. The government is cornered. A single journalist has managed to defeat the Japanese government. They can't hide the truth this time. Kouji will expose to the world that they are trying to mind control us with HoloLive. I mean, man, they really are. Like, we're just gonna leave it at that. But like, HoloLive is insane, and they are too powerful, and Kouji will stop them. Now, that probably will have all of you cheering against Kouji. We want Kouji to die now, but I assure you that he is taking you home to the place that you belong, West Virginia. We'll probably just eat this, and then... I mean, we discard the camera. Oh, crap, we should have discarded the library notes on this mission. That would have made this a lot easier. We're probably going to end up wearing... Actually, I mean, we don't have to. But we'll just... It doesn't really matter. We've basically won at this point. It's no time for it. There's no time for thinking. The time for talk has passed. But, you know, I've been playing some more Loop Hero. Yeah, we're still in this story arc. You thought we were on the Rimworld arc now, but you were fooled. We are in fact on both because I am an absolute scumbag. I have 2 monitors. I put on layer 1 of my second monitor, I put Kitchen Nightmares episodes, which you can watch, by the way, on YouTube. The official, like, Kitchen Nightmares YouTube channel, they started posting full episodes of both the British version and the American version at the start of quarantine. So, like, you can find a lot. Like, unfortunately, they're not by restaurant name.
Well, we're terribly sorry. We've lost Emmerdale through some technical fault. We're trying to find the fault, and we will correct it as soon as we can and go back to Emmerdale as soon as we can. Until then, we'll play a little... I'm pleased to say we can rejoin Emmerdale.
Unfortunately, they're not by episode number or restaurant name, which makes, actually watching them properly a nightmare. There's also there's also no I don't think there's a playlist, and so you can get into a very interesting point where it's like you will have it on autoplay, and so you'll watch like Gordon Ramsay is served like chocolate prawns, and then it autoplays into like Gordon Ramsay is served strawberry salmon full episode, and then at the end of that it'll be like Gordon Ramsay is served with chocolate prawns, but it's like some unofficial channel, and you can't really stop it because like the unofficial channels that are dubious at best YouTube wise, they have it to where like their episode numbered and season
And then the official Kitchen Nightmares channel is like, you know, just like chocolate prawns and strawberry salmon. So you get into this weird point where YouTube forces you to watch something that is questionably, that is questionable at best. But with that being said, you know, I'm sticking to the, I'm a good journalistic boy right here. Look at this face. Look at Kouji's face. Would he pirate Gordon Ramsay shows? No, of course not. He watches only on the officially verified Kitchen Nightmares YouTube channel. Because I mean, he's trying to catch the government for breaking the rules. He's not trying to break the rules himself. But you know, it is really annoying, right? Because it's like you do just kind of get bounced around for the same episode like multiple times, and it's like, please, I just wanna watch an episode that I haven't seen in like several months, because I've watched every single Kitchen Nightmares episode, every single one, and it's all just brain rot, by the way. Like, don't ask me to ever tell you about Kitchen Nightmares, because there's only a few episodes that I actually remember. I really like the shack, whatever it is. It's like this one woman, she's cooking out of her home, basically, and it's like this super tiny restaurant, but the food's like really good. And so like people don't like it because it's a terrible location, and I mean, she does do some things wrong with the food, but like when she does like home cooking, it's like the greatest stuff. Like Gordon Ramsay cleaned his goddamn plate. All right, that should tell you everything that you need to know about that. Like Gordon cleaned his plate, right? Like that's how good the food was. And so I remember that episode because it's so memorable. And then there's the one where he finds the rat. Like he just walks into the restaurant, and then he's just like, oh, what the hell is this? And he just picks up a rat, and then the dude at the counter is like, you planted that for content. He's like, and he's just like, he just gets so mad and just starts screaming. It's terrible. It truly is horrible TV, but it's like the greatest TV. I only watch Gordon Ramsay TV shows. Why? Because I have the brain rot. And it's fun, don't get me wrong. So here's the thing, what do we got? Takahashi, Light Source, Dexterity, Akamanto, Kana. We're good, we can just go. We're perfectly fine. We're gonna throw the steak knife at him. We don't need it anymore. We're gonna bash him with the torch. Oh my god, the torch is a terrible weapon. What have I done? That it would be more efficient to be using the other thing. Do we throw the Akamanto mask at him just for the memes? I think we do. But unfortunately, we still can't kill him in one turn unless we get a little spicy here. Which admittedly is like ultimate BM, but who cares, right? There's no way that there's literally no way we lose at this point. Even if we failed both memory checks, we'd go up to like 98, 97 if we failed both of them. Which we're not going to, because we wrote everything down because we're very smart. But yeah, no, I also remember the Kitchen Nightmares episode where the owner has a mannequin at the door, and the episode ends with Gordon forcing the owner to throw his beloved mannequin in like a garbage crushing truck. And then all of the staff are like, woo, the mannequin's dead, let's go! And it's, you know, it's a whole thing, you know what I mean? Sure, reporter's peg, let's go. But, no, we dabbed on Yagathag. Hopefully this was a much better Kouji episode than what we had yesterday. Yesterday's episode was very productive, though. We got one of the most annoying endings in the game that's not named Botany. Although, it is a mystery related to Botany, but, like, you know. So, you know, my favorite new enemy of the 8 new enemies we encountered, was the closed down restaurant after kitchen. That's the worst thing about Kitchen Nightmares, is that when you're watching an episode, you're like, oh man, you know, there's so much hope. There was such happy music playing at the end. The owners really turned it around. And then you look it up on, like, the After Kitchen Nightmares website, and it's like, restaurant closed down 2 days after episode was done being filmed. Owners are dead. I'm not memeing. There are some where the owners are just dead, right? Like, it sucks, man. It's horrible. Like, I'm like, it's absolutely terrible, because it's like, most of the restaurants featured on Kitchen Nightmares close, because when they get on the show, they're like, oh yeah, you know, I make, you know, this restaurant, you know, we wanted to make like $100,000 a year with this restaurant. Well, okay, no, it's like, I, as a restaurateur, you know, I wanted to pay myself $100,000 a year, you know, have a really good salary, and, you know, I'm $4 million in debt, and I've lost my house, and I've lost my wife and I are working multiple jobs, and it's like, oh god, no. It's so horrible. It really is so horrible watching Kitchen Nightmares, because it's like, it really is terrible, because it's like, they've gotten themselves into a lot of trouble, and then they're basically just made to be, like, jerks, so that they can sell the show. And then it's like, oh man, Kitchen Nightmares is simultaneously one of the best shows I've ever watched, but it's also like one of the most terrible shows. Like, here's the crazy thing, is the American version is like, tonight on Kitchen Nightmares, Gordon Ramsay goes head-to-head with the most stubborn owner of all time. Is this the one that finally breaks Ramsay? It's like, you donkey! And then it's like, the British version of the show is like, oh, you know, the rice is a little undercooked. You know, this dish could use a little more seasoning. It wasn't very nice. I think you should change this. And if you don't change it, well then, I'm out of here, because I got better things to do with my time. It's just such a... It's so bizarre, right? I like the British ones more, because it's much... I can't believe that me explaining that I'm Loop Hero RimWorld trash devolved into a rant about Kitchen Nightmares, but basically the idea is, I'm watching Kitchen Nightmares, listening to it, then I put Loop Hero on top of Kitchen Nightmares, and then RimWorld's on the main monitor, and I'm just resource grinding on Loop Hero. I've got the river, I'm working on the bridge, I hate grinding for the Orb of Expansion. I have a good solution for it, which is spiders and vampires, but it's just so annoying, because it's like, even when you make your deck as small as possible, you still, like, rarely get spiders and vampires. It's like, whatever you need just doesn't appear. But, you know, RimWorld Colony is going horribly wrong. We got... I swear I'll wrap this up in a second. But, the RimWorld Colony is going horribly wrong. You see, I wanted a challenge, so I settled in a tropical jungle, and, let's just say I wasn't prepared for the plague when I had no medicine. Now, thankfully, I am playing a heavily modded version of RimWorld, and a lot of my colonists are aliens that rapidly regenerate, and so that might seem overpowered, and it is, but they're, like, worse at doing, like, the important tasks, even though they haven't really had any problem. They're an overpowered alien race, alright? They're the spider people. They're completely and utterly overpowered. But here's the thing, they're also immune to the plague. So, the humans who got sick with the plague, they ate it, but the spiders live on. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. My name's been Webweaver. I'll see you on the next episode of World of Podcast. I hope you're staying safe out there. Goodbye.